today. Runes and tarot pulls, also along with any intuitive messages that come out. Excuse me if I if I seem drained or not as lively as usual. It's one of them days, you know. It's one of those days where you just try to get a little closer to God and have a little more peace and a little more inner serenity because life is hard enough as it is without having a vessel full of hearted hard-heartedness and anger. It's just a day to draw near to God. But I'm going to read these runes and I'm going to go through all the signs and we're going to pull cards and hear from our spirit guides and goddesses along with just a really clear word from God. It could be on spiritual warfare. It could be love. It could be relationships. It's whatever it is that you need to hear, whatever it is that you need to hear right now. That is what I always aim to communicate, to express, and I just allow God to take full advantage of an open throat chakra. I'll say whatever needs to be said, and I'll be obedient to what comes through, whatever messages come through, and I do it so that you can hear straight from source, whatever it is that you were led to this video to hear. Not saying that I am, God or anything like that, but it's just that I'm just a pure vessel that allows myself to be used for your edification. And, I do what I can to protect myself as a vessel, but really I'm just here to serve. Here to serve with my mouthpiece. Get your head out the gutter. You're nasty. I do want to remind you that I do readings. I do personals. Yes, I do. So roll that beautiful bean footage. You send the cash app as soon as you send it in the for space. $2 PressQueen. For that note, put in your number that I can text or an email address that I can send the reading link to. As soon as I receive your cash app, I am going to either text or email that contact information that you left for me. And I'm going to give you the direct hotline, the tarot hotline. You call that hotline and leave your message. I have it on Do Not Disturb. That way I won't pick up. You will have to leave a voice message, but your voice is how I connect to you. And when your voice connects with me and I hear a situation, I'll do the reading and I will send you a private link to your reading, unlimited access forever. And you'll be able to review that reading and listen to that reading 2 months from now, 3 years from now, 20 years from now. As long as YouTube is up, I will send you a private YouTube link. You'll be able to access that reading. And that's how we get it to you. It's very simple. Very simple. Send your cash app with your contact information as the note on the cash app itself. I will text you just to let you know that I received it. I'm never going to leave you out here just wondering, well, did she get my money? Or I'm always going to confirm for you. And depending on what order that you are in, that's how soon you'll get your reading. It could be within 20 minutes. It could be within 2 hours. It could be within 5 hours. But it's probably not going to ever be more than 24 hours because, like I said, I actually do this. I'm not trying to work this around another job. This is what I do. So send that over. Send your contact information. I'm going to send you the tarot hotline. Leave your message, your question, your situation, or whatever in the voicemail. Make sure that you're contacting me from a number that I can readily identify, or readily identify yourself as what cash app you send or what your cash app name is so I can know who you are. Otherwise, how would I know? People sending me cash apps, how I'm going to know is you if you don't identify yourself. Put your contact information. And then when you leave your voicemail, just say what your cash app name is somewhere in the voicemail, and I'll know which one is you, and I'll be able to go through, find your contact information, and shoot you back over your reading as soon as possible. Okay? All right. Crystals in place, and we will start with Aries. We'll hit these runes first, and then we'll move on from that. Look at that ram just fell out. The runes know what's up. They know what to do. So again, the ram, you also have Libra energy here. The 8th house or Scorpio energy is present. Lilith, a dark moon, a full moon, or a new moon. Whatever. We do have a new moon coming up. So the Gemini new moon coming up. That's a good thing. Communication is very important right now, Aries. Teamwork makes the dream work. Undying love. The love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. I feel like you're unsure of whether or not you did what you were supposed to do, or if you did enough. Maybe you don't think you did enough, or maybe you're undecided, and maybe you feel like you did too much. But either way the case may be, things are not exactly how you would like them to be, and your mind is focused on what actions you brought to a commitment. This is giving me the energy of somebody who feels like they may have played their cards incorrectly in matters of the heart, who after they take a look back on what happened, because you know they say hindsight is 2020. This is an Aries who felt like maybe they could have done more, who knows they could have done more, but you did a lot of overthinking instead of taking action. It's somebody you still have feelings for. You did a lot of overthinking, but this person is out here single right now. This person out here single and mingling, and that's probably why you having second thoughts on whether or not you should have gave more energy to the connection instead of trying to control things. I feel this very domineering energy here, like maybe you were so busy trying to establish yourself as the boss or as the leader or as the one who wears the pants in the relationships, that you ultimately missed out on something that could have gone very well. But the love you have for that person is still there. You could reach out. I just don't think you should expect anything from this person. Your attempts to reach out, I would say over the next week or two, I'm not saying it's not gonna work out. I'm just saying that you will not be able to resuscitate the entire situation based off of like a week or two worth of effort, because the delays and the issues and maybe some heartbreaks or the disappointments that were in this situation out of your indecision, or maybe you just being caught up in yourself a little bit too much. Aries, you know how you are. I'm not gonna play with y'all. That's one of the reasons I read for the cross watchers. But the energy of you just kind of being more caught up in yourself and all in your head and worrying about, well, do this make me look play? Am I pushing P or whatever? It just didn't work out for you. So there's an opportunity that has been missed here. If you want to get it back, it's going to require a lot more action, a whole lot more action. You can utilize this Mars and Aries energy to support this, you taking action toward what it is that you want. But I just must be honest about it. I don't really see anything changing in the next week or two for you. But hey, get started. If it's really what you want, then get started somewhere. Get started somewhere. All right, on to the next. We're going to throw these runes for Taurus. Yeah, I'm trying to find out where I need to put all of this shit. Okay. There's some undercover conceitedness. Undercover conceit. For Taurus, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Well, you do plenty of that, I'm sure. Resting is not something that a Taurus needs to be told to do. Pouring into oneself, self-care. Self. Really, you're just out here looking for the spoils of life right now. Something might have shaken you up, not too far in the distant or the recent past. Things are shaking you up, and maybe you felt like things fell down after you had put so much into it. So now it's like you look for people to give you more than you give them. You do a whole lot of resting and just minding your business, not moving too fast. Stereotypical Taurus, not doing a whole lot. I see that you do have a lot of inspiration to make things work in a field of your profession or your professional field. Whatever it is that you work, I do see a lot more energy of you going out there into the field and doing more with that. And because it makes you happy, that's what you want to give your energy and attention to. As far as like putting your faith in a person, I don't see you really being able to do that. You may also be a little argumentative around people, like when you first meet people. If there's a romantic interest in them, I feel like instinctively you start like kind of trying that person, like you testing that person. And I'm telling you, you need to cut that out because it makes you approach people from a place of like a haughty or a hubris type of energy, and you can be humbled real quick. You could be humble real quick. So if you're gonna love, what you do what you do, love what you do, make the money that you make, because it looks like things are good as far as like investments, work, your pay. I have this energy of you being satisfied and you being able to purchase for yourself the creature comforts that you like, and you being able to do for yourself the things and activities that you want to do, including vacations, which can happen here because we are moving into the summertime. But if you want to be in a place of rest and relaxation, then do that. Don't wait until you meet a person who you may have a little bit of interest in and start trying to be like combative with that person, like you testing them, because baby, you ain't need all that. You enjoy your own life because that's what you enjoy, but that don't mean that that's what the other person want, and that don't mean that just because you have what you want that you're everything someone else wants. Your life is good for you. That don't mean that you are just this rare catch and people have to kiss your ass. That's not what that means. So get over yourself, Taurus. All right, on to the next. We have Gemini. It's Gemini season. Happy birthday, Gemini. I hope y'all turn up. I know you will. Life of the party type shit. I know you gonna turn up. I know it. Now the rules tell me that the Gemini is not taking action in a way that they should be taking action. They're not moving towards something that they know they want to move toward. We have the High Priestess here. All right, maybe you know something that you wasn't supposed to know. You privy to some information. You got a little business. You Channel 5 News. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. I don't feel like you're trying to tell nobody about this, though. I feel like you're keeping it to yourself and making it work for you. Four of Swords supports that you're keeping it to yourself. You know some tea about some shit. And it look like you waiting for the perfect moment to drop it off on somebody. To tell somebody, hey, look, I know what's going on. I understand it from a different point of view. Maybe it was something that you were going through and you didn't quite understand it, but now you have this clear and crystal clear interpretation and understanding, an aerial view, if you will, of the whole entire situation. So you feel like you're on top of things. You feel like you're in a good place. If you are dealing with a back and forth negotiation, it feels like whatever position it is that you're taking, you're going to trump the other person. So you're definitely going to be, Trump is a Gemini. See what I did there? you know. But it looks like you're gonna take top position. You just are in a really, what's the right word for this? You are in a really, I don't want to just say really good. You're in a profitable. You're in a lucrative. You are in a lucrative position. You have some information. You have some tea that somebody thinks that only God themselves would know. You got a little secret, little tip, little something that other people do not know about, and it may cause a little ruckus, may cause a little chaos. But I don't feel like you out there just, trying to get it off and, I don't feel no cloud chasing right here. I really don't. I just feel like somebody who just wants to make sure that they're in the best possible position that they could be in. And I do think that you have a little piece of information, a little piece of tea or something that would shake up the internet for some people, but you're not using it in a malicious way. It's just that, look, I have this knowledge. I was granted this access to this information. I have it. I'm sitting on it. If there's ever a need to use it, I will use this knowledge. So that's the energy that I'm feeling here. But, yeah, you just know something, Gemini. You just know a little something. I don't really have no real deep message for you. It's just you know something, and just continue to hold on to that information till it gets to the right time. There's a time and a place for everything. So make sure that all of your actions are thought out. Don't be just out here moving hastily, trying to get your side of a story out, because I do feel like the Gemini side of a story is going to be really different from the other party's side of the story. And you have a nice little juicy piece of information here that you could have on somebody, and that would be able to prove your side of the story. But it is a conflict wherever there's like shade being thrown or allegations being thrown out. I do feel like you have something that would be able to protect you. So that is the Gemini reading messages from Spirit, what God wants you to know. We'll move on forward into Cancer. What's up, Cancer? Let's see what the runes have for you. Okay, topsy-turvy moon. So this the emotions could be all over the place. You could be feeling a lot of emotions right now. I think rightfully so. Maybe you got yourself into a situation where you didn't think you were going to feel as much as you feel, and you do feel. And I don't know why you would ever think that you wouldn't feel as much as you feel, because is there ever a time when Cancer don't be in their feelings? Like, even when you getting back at a person, you pretty much live in your feelings. You're a moon child. We have Ma'at with fairness as the goddess guidance oracle card pulled here. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Just know that however you feel about it, things are going to be taken care of in the way that is karmically correct for every party involved. Money may have a lot to do with this, or somebody who is like really into money, or somebody who wants a lot of money, someone who's hustling for a lot of money. I feel entrepreneurial energy here. Just try to do right by people. Don't feel like you can take whatever money that you're earning or whatever possessions that you have and think that you're going to use it to hold over someone's head, because I do see that Ace of Wands being used as like a stick over someone's head. You use that position of having a little money or whatever it is that you think you have, you will try to use that to bargain or try to manipulate other people into doing things for you. But that is unfair. And just know that karma sees it all. You may think you're getting away with something, but you're never getting away with nothing, Cancer. Never. Just remember that. And wherever it is that you've been going with this thing, I feel like the more and the deeper you get into it, and the more you get into it, the more energy you pay for it, or you pay it to it, pay for it. You could be paying for something too. Don't be paying for no coochie. Yes, you do. If you want to pay for it, okay. I'm not here to judge you. I don't even want to come off like that. If that's what you want to pay for, use your money however you want to use it. I can't tell you nothing about your finances. But what I am saying is, something that you are dealing with right now, you're moving further and further into it, and because of this interest that it has, that you have for it, or this kind of pull or attractiveness this thing has for you, is like you have a target and you're just kind of hovering over it, but the more you hover, the more it pulls you in. So now the thing that is attracting you is starting to take a little bit more control over you, more and more, more and more, more and more. I don't even think you see an addiction forming, but it very well could be an addiction forming. We have the star card pouring out those waters, which could be a little liquor, a little alcohol, or Molly, beans, weed, whatever, anything that you can be addicted to. I do feel like it may be a danger here of you hovering over something and you being so infatuated with something that maybe you're becoming too obsessed with it, and you may be getting like hooked on it a little bit. Press back a little bit. Just push back a little bit from it. Don't be so gung-ho about indulging yourself. I feel like a lot of discipline needs to be learned here for Cancer, because if this thing, like I was saying, is like the more you get into it, the more you give your energy to it, the more riskier it gets, or the more in deep you get, and you may look up and find yourself in too deep. So it just really depends on what situation that you're getting yourself into. But I do feel like it's something that is bigger than what you're used to, or something that is more potent than what you're used to, or something that's more well known, or more thought out, or something that is more elaborate than what you're used to, and you're liking it. I do feel like you have taken a very special liking to this thing, maybe so much so that it may become like a little bit unbalanced. When I see my eye here, it says fairness, but it rarely ever is just like the card at face value. What I'm seeing is that maybe you are giving a little bit too much to something, and you need to find that fairness. You need to find that balance on the scale instead of giving so much to it. Aquarius energy is here. I know Aquarius be driving Cancer crazy, be putting you through it. When a Cancer think that they can kind of manipulate people's emotions, when it comes to Aquarius, you cannot do that. It just doesn't work with them, because they are not moved in that way off of emotion. You're going to have to apply some logic to a thing. And if you can't apply logic to it, then you may find yourself wanting to move away from it, but nope, you really can't move away from it. Four of Cups. You can say all you want to that, okay, F it, whatever. I'm not dealing with this shit no more. I'm better than this. I deserve more. But as soon as that moon change into another sign, as soon as another one of those mood swings hit, you right back where it is that you really want to be low key. You want to be here. This is the thing that you want. I see that you're tethered to a specific person or a specific job or a specific target, whatever the case may be. And you may act as if you're going to move around in a way that sometimes you use that as a manipulative tactic to get people to want you back, or to say, please, no, Cancer, don't leave. But that's out of balance. And you're in a place that has high stakes. So you're dealing with somebody who's not just anybody, or you're dealing with something or a job that everybody can't get. So you might want to, like, you know, do the right thing or act like you got some sense instead of trying to play with people and make them chase and run after you, because the emotional games are not going to get you what you need out of here. The water here in this reading is the chaotic. The water is the problematic cards. So all those mood swings and shit that you be going through, give it up, because it's not going to lead you to longevity where you want to be. You're going to have to learn how to ground yourself in action and in real life shit, and not just in your emotions, in order to succeed with this, or whoever it is, or whatever the job may be, they're going to send you on your way. So that is Cancer's reading. That's the messages that you need to hear ASAP. You're going to get sent on your way if you want to keep being deep in your feelings like that, because sometimes it's just really not the time and the place for all that. All right, Leo. H-Town, Houston. I also see Iowa, Idaho, or just somebody who's just really into themselves. Yep, because I looked at Virgo energy right when I said that. Somebody who's really into themselves, and they really, independent supports that independence. This is somebody who's truly into yourself. Not surprised, Leo. Don't be giving no cliche readings over here. Really into yourself, but the me is backwards. Okay, there we go. There we go with it. You come off a lot more confident than you are right now. Sometimes you can fake it till you make it, but sometimes you can also get yourself into situations that you did not intend to get yourself into, because your mind can be playing tricks on you whenever you act as if, but your energy does not match along with it. Then things start to get more confusing because you are confused mentally. You independent or not? You want to be by yourself or not? You like this person or not? What is it? Because if you want someone, then you need to work with someone. If you want something that includes other parties, then compromise is absolutely a thing. You can always just get exactly what it is that you want. And I do feel like you know this, but you push boundaries. You definitely push boundaries. You kind of, move around and see what you can and cannot get out of people. It's a part of your thing, but I'm just letting you know it's holding you up, because if you'll just make a decision and decide, okay, well, this is for me and this is what I'm going to look for and this is what I'm going to go after, then I can focus my energy on that. We have the Sagittarian arrow, like the bow and arrow here. So that's supporting what I'm saying, that once you figure out exactly what it is that you want, things can pick up faster. But as long as you kind of just sitting in a place of, well, I'm going to see what I'm going to get out of this situation, rather than saying what it is that you want, you kind of just like sit here and sift through confusion until you pick the pieces that you do accept. And then at the end of the day, you have to weigh up, well, this is what I will accept and this is what I don't accept. Am I going to stay or am I go? Instead of doing all of that, why don't you from the get-go just say, this is what I want. If what I'm seeing does not check off exactly what I want, then I know to go ahead and dip. Instead of wasting my time getting involved with trying to sort through some shit to see if I can salvage something from it. And you know this. I do feel a hard-headed energy. Spirit is really getting on your head right now. They want me to say more, but at the same time, they don't want me to say more. It's kind of like, don't make me embarrass you. Ooh. God say, don't make me embarrass you. Because you know what's what. You know what's up. And I don't know why you're taking you such long time, or I don't understand why you are not, focusing the way I have sent you on the path to focus, thus says the Lord. I have given, it's like Leo has been given the type of lifestyle where you have been reminded over and over and over again to be the beacon of light, to be the leader in the room, and not to just take whatever people give you and just accept it. But for some reason, it's like, it's not clicking. Like it's just not clicking. I don't know if you just like the theatrics of it all or what the case may be, but you need to start putting your foot down and saying what you actually want, and then actually moving in that way. Not saying, well, I want this, that, and the other, and then accepting whatever somebody is going to hand you. And then just trying to pick over, okay, well, they handed me something that's not what I wanted, but let me take a look and let me sort through it and see if I can find something that I like that I'll settle with. Because if you don't even like to compromise, then what you doing settling? You double-minded. Get it together. Virgo. Let's see what's going on with Virgo. It's a messy moon. It's a messy moon. So messy emotions here. Messy emotions. I see a sun and I see the star. So Leo and Aquarius, that plane, that polar or that pole or whatever, that balance of signs is there. They're sister signs. Aquarius and Leo are opposites of each other. So it's polarizing energy here in a messy moon. So messy emotions, polarizing energy. Hate it or love it is what I just heard. Hate it or love it. 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 You ain't talking to me. You ain't talking to me. Blossoming. It's like you're getting to a point where, hey, it is what it is. You're going to take it or you're going to get lost. My way, my way, my way, highway. Okay, bossy energy, very bossy energy. If things are not going your way, you're not even going to give too much attention to it. If somebody's saying something you don't like, you may not even sit there and listen to them finish it. You might not even get through this little bit of the reading, but shit, I don't need y'all, let the welfare feed you. Blossoming, you are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process. Do not give up. I feel like this is here to warn you because maybe you are moving into a place where you're not as experienced as you think you are. And I feel like this goes along right with the reading that I gave last time for the Virgo signs, where you're somewhere new or you're in a new station or it's just a new age and things are not the way that they used to be. This could, I feel, more for like a senior citizen or like a boomer, Generation X type Venus crowd. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's when Pluto was moving through Venus. The generation that has Pluto and Venus. There's an older generation. Not Pluto and Venus, they have Pluto and Virgo. I know my generation has Pluto and Scorpio. I know millennials, a lot of millennials have Pluto and Scorpio. So how many back is that before Libra? Yeah, so 2 signs back or 2 generations back, that would be around boomers or, older Generation X, people born with Pluto in Virgo. That generation is like you are living in totally different times. That's who I'm channeling here, those older Virgos here. But you're older and you feel like you should be standing above people, but you are not hip. And I don't mean hip like you're not cool or relevant, because I don't really care for young people walking around talking about who is and ain't relevant when they little poop butt asses don't be nobody 3-4 weeks from now, or they be locked up, or they be dead, victim of some stupid ass drill or whatever the case may be. So I don't really listen to young people talk about what's relevant because they don't fucking matter either. But what I'm feeling here is just that this is somebody who is like in over their head a little bit and would need to like humble themselves before they can blossom. I know you want to come in and you want to seem like you got it all figured out, and you may have a whole lifetime full of experience in something, but you have experience in that thing or in that one lane. You don't have experience the way things are now in this age of Aquarian society. So it's like, the coming in, trying to demand that things be done the way that you're used to, or when somebody tells you how to do things by their code of conduct or by their standard operating procedures, here you go with the back talk saying, well, this is how I do it, or this is how my old company used to do it. Baby, you're not the CEO and this is not your old company. You will rise by becoming a student. So be a student first. Again, the last reading that I did for Virgo was learn how to crawl before you walk, and it's looking like it's that same energy. But at the same time, this is telling you that you can do it and you can become bigger and you can become better, because the method that is trying to be taught to you, or the new way of thinking, or the new way of communicating or expressing yourself that's trying to come and enlighten you, basically, is going to help you blossom into a bigger, better version of yourself. It would be Virgo 2.0, the new and improved Virgy Virg. So, just maybe try to listen more instead of being in that like Mercury trickster energy, because really at this point you knee deep in scam society, and a lot of times you're not really even as clever as the people around you. You can be clever and calculating to get things done, but there are people who are clever and calculating to take from your ass. So just remember that. Gone are the days when Gemini and Virgo kind of monopolized on the tricks and you know what I'm saying, that kind of thinking where you think don't nobody really, where you think you 10 steps ahead and people can't catch up with you. Those days are over. Like, people be thinking ahead these days because they know it's scammers out here, or they are a scammer. Older generation, don't get scammed. Whoever you're dealing with right now, you may be feeling that, okay, that's clarity too. Thank you, God. It's a situation now where you think you may be like on top of everything, and you may be just like giving yourself a lot more props than you need to be giving yourself right now, but it's somebody who's younger than you who is moving a lot more calculated than you're moving. So just, either they're younger than you, or you perceive them as less threatening, or you perceive them as helpless or hopeless. They may have Pisces placements, especially like Pisces rising. They have those doe eyes, or they have those eyes that look innocent, or you see this person and you don't see a threat to that person, but they could be scamming you. So older generation, Pluto and Virgo generation, humble yourself before somebody run off on the plug. All right, that's Virgo. Let's move into Libra. All right, Libra, let me see what we got for you. Okay, home upgrades. That sounds nice. Home upgrade. Oh, I pulled two cards. Well, I done pulled it now. Go outside past life. Oh, so you need to move outside of something that you're used to, or moving away from, yeah, Six of Swords, moving away, Prince of Wands. You're doing something for yourself, like maybe you've been in a connection, or you've been in a place, a situation, a community, a house that was not what you originally wanted in the first place. I don't feel like this was up to Libra's standards or taste. It's supported by the Justice card here. So you're moving forward to go and get what it is that you do want, because I think you finally spotted what it is that you like. Sometimes you don't know what you like. Sometimes you just be out here floating, Libra. But I think you finally have found what it is that you want, and you don't want to move toward it with any deception or any old shit, no baggage or nothing. So you're trying to like clean things up so that you can move away. So you could be moving out of a house with somebody. I feel like if you're moving out of a house with somebody, you live with somebody that you may have been, you may have been. I don't feel the love though, because what you're going toward is where the love is. You finally decided where you want to be. So you could have been shacking up with a placeholder. Libra, you could have been shacking up with a placeholder, somebody who was just kind of there as something to do and to keep you from being lonely and keeping you from getting lost in your own mental. A little bit of codependency energy here, but I do feel like God is trying to move you out of that being codependent and moving you into a place of more independence, but also interdependence. Like, you will be with somebody who you do for them, they do for you. It's equal give and take, very balanced. So this is more so the reason why Libra is so drawn to it. This person would not take advantage of you, and you also don't feel like you would have to take advantage of this person. I know sometimes Leo, you kind of, not Leo, Leo could be one of the people or one of their placements that you're dealing with, because I do see fire here with that Prince of Wands. I know sometimes you feel like you have to kind of, get over on people. I get it. You're a very smart sign. Sometimes you feel like you have to outthink people and move in the way you want to move because other people can't catch up, or they're not your speed. But it looks like you found your match. If it looks like you have found the person who is able to meet your speed. So you got to move out of what you're used to. And right now, what you're used to, what you've gotten yourself used to, does not feel like what you came from. So you may have gone and, got all spotty and thought you was finna move into like an upper echelon of society. Now you around these people and you realize, I don't even want to be around these people. I just want to go back to my old hood. And I don't mean you want to like fall or lose everything or end up, back in your old neighborhood because you ain't got shit going for you. What I feel like is that you've connected with something or someone who shares common ties to you. You have someone who is more, They just more locked in. They're more knowledgeable about the type of life that you really came from instead of life that you were trying to put on and portray yourself to be. So past life is coming up here, meaning that somebody has the same origins or they understand where you're coming from. And go outside is basically right now you feel put out, or you're getting put out, or you're leaving somebody or leaving the home that you've shared with somebody in pursuit of something that is actually much more fitting. And I do feel God's presence here. So you have been notified. You know that this new thing is better for you. And you just don't want to bullshit yourself no more. You tired of living a double life. I definitely feel that double life there. I pulled two of these goddess cards. So I definitely feel that double life. Maybe you live in one way with a person and then you going and being another way with somebody else. But the somebody else is what's calling out to you. So go get your man or your woman, Libra. Only you know what's best. All right, let's move into Scorpio. Scorpio. Something is out of order. Out of alignment, out of order, just not. And you know when Scorpio is in that feeling of just not, they just not. Something is out of order and it's pissing you off. Because we have Callie, honey, and Callie don't even play like that with y'all people. Oh, look at that eclipse. Something could have ended around the full moon lunar eclipse. What was that? The weekend of Friday the 13th? Because I do feel that darkness. Of course, the old must be released so that the new can enter. Maybe you cutting somebody off, or you tired of something already. It may have started around that eclipse, and it's already wrapping up. Like you already done with it. Don't want to deal with it no more. King of Wands had that careless energy. Was like, shit, I'm gonna be fly anyway, so I don't care if you stay or if you go. It's the I don't need y'all. I'll let the welfare feed your energy. When you hear me say that, that's King of Wands all the way. All the way. So somebody's getting very sharp with their words, getting very flip at the mouth because they don't want to deal with this shit no more. Like, you ready to just not, you tired of it. You tired of it. I definitely feel like defense mode here. You may have people coming at you, telling you things about yourself, and you know better. Because first off, they only know what you show them. Scorpio, masters of mystery. It's the M-A-S-T-E-R of disguise. Master of disguise. Yeah. Okay, that's why I'm seeing that sideways go. I'm not going to say you swallowed your ego, but you kind of downplayed it. You didn't let nobody see the fullness of who you really are. So for somebody to be sitting there like trying to downplay you when you know more than they know about you. So they telling you, you ain't shit, you this, you that, you this type of person, you ain't never going to be nothing. In the back of your mind, you be like, I already am something, bitch. You just don't know about it. You feel me? It's that type of energy here. You somebody who you know you're going to be straight either way. So now that tongue lashing is starting to come out because somebody's coming against you and they trying to build a case against you, or they're trying to talk to you or son you or little girl you like you really ain't who you are. And you feel like that because they feel like they can do that because you have not shown the trueness of yourself, but that's not saying nothing bad about you. You don't have to show all your cards to a person to be treated with decency and respect. So if this person can't treat you with decency and respect when they think that you can't do nothing for them. See, somebody think you can't do nothing for them, so they treating you like a chump. And then you have to show people who you are. Sometimes you got to show them who you are because there's a lot more prosperity. There's a lot more abundance. There's a lot more wealth than is being shown here. And that's why, like, when people say stuff about you or they come at you crazy, you can't afford to just cut people clean off. Like, it don't even have to be no real, it don't have to be no long drawn out process. It's simple as 1, 2, 3 with the 3 of Pentacles. It's just step 1, step 2, step 3. You're going to try me once. Okay. You don't know no better. You try me twice. Oh, okay. I'm starting to see who you are. By the 3rd time, gone. Dip, gone. But this state of defensiveness, it supports that endings and beginnings. When you end something with someone else, I do feel like there's a start of something with another person. And that's why you became so careless with your tongue. Like, you realizing I ain't got to put up with you. Like, I'm not just anybody. I can go out here and get something better than you. So I don't have to stay here putting up with this, especially if somebody is getting like increasingly disrespectful or they're trying you more and more every day. That's the energy that I feel. So now your tongue is just like out here. You like, I'm the popping one in the relationship. You're not going to talk to me. You being weird to me. You're not gonna be the person who just let somebody like run over you and try you like that when you know that you can get better, or when you know that you can do more or find better out here in these streets. So it's looking like a clean cut, getting rid of it, putting yourself first, and really showing somebody who you are. Because for the longest time you kind of swallowed that star power within yourself, because I see star like peeking out behind the goat that's sideways. That's what made me feel like you swallowing. You kind of held it back a little bit. You never really showed this person exactly who you are. But now that goat tongue, that the ability to speak up and say exactly who you are to a person and make them understand, like you poking them in their forehead, that type of intensive communication. And you may have to do that. You may find yourself mushing somebody. I'm just saying, don't go to jail. If you're a dark-skinned person, don't do it. Don't put your hands on nobody, because you will go to jail. You know how the system is. It just is what it is. But other than that, you have a lot of prosperity. You know why it is that you fed up, and I feel like you are justified in being fed up, and you justified in moving forward. The cards do support that, so much power to you, Scorpio. Stop letting people play on your time. Sagittarius, with the runes falling. What's going on, Sag? What's going on? Light as a feather, free as a bird. Light as a feather, free as a bird. With focused intention. Who is something that you've done before and you've tried it and tried it and trying shit won't work. Trying shit don't work. Trying shit didn't work. Trying shit can't work. You definitely been trying, but you've never given up. You've never given up. You just kind of letting things flow. If it don't work for you, okay, I got it. I understand. Well, what can I do? How can I strategize to learn from this and build myself back up and approach it from a better place? I also feel like you have been able to, either you have been able to save or you are saving, like a little penny pinching type energy. So whatever the situation is, you're familiar with it. You're familiar with it. So you just may be more money minded and starting to pay a little bit more attention to your outgoing funds, and just trying to make sure that your incoming funds match what's going out. So you just trying to balance out the give and take. You're trying to balance out, what you're giving versus what you're taking in, because something that you've been trying to work on, it doesn't look like it's been an easy road for you, and you've done most of it yourself. This is something, a talent or a skill or a gift, a competency that requires independent work. This is not something that you do with other people. So you do have a lot of balancing that you have to do. It's a balancing act that you have going on right now. But Goddess Diana says focused intention is the way. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. And it's looking like you're doing that. You're doing it alone, so it can be hard. But you basically, you are starting to rely on yourself and God. You got out of that looking for other people to come and do things for you. You don't really expect humanitarianism from other people, because you see how the world is. This ain't your first time at the rodeo, Sagittarius. You've done this shit before. You know what to expect. You also have this honest understanding, and I so love this about Sagittarius, that they so fucking realistic. You know that this thing that you want is going to take a lot out of you. You know that it's a big target, but Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius, would it be a Sagittarius if they're not going for the big fish? You know what I'm saying? If they're not climbing to the top of the tree and leaving that low-hanging fruit alone. So in whatever way there's low-hanging fruit, it don't look like you even paying it no attention. And if something that's easy to you, a job that's easy, an apartment that's easy to get, a car that has like no down payment on one of them buy here, pay here lots. It's like you bypassing all of the easy stuff, or the lower level stuff. I'm not trying to shit on nobody. I'm not no classist, but at the same time, there is a hierarchy. There definitely is a hierarchy, and you want to be at the top of that. So with your big goals and your big dreams and your fancy taste and your expensive palette, you are mustering up the strength from all the perceived failures or losses. It's not really a loss, it's a lesson. And you're taking that and you're pouring it back into yourself. It looks like no matter how much you lose, you always have a little bit to reinvest into yourself. So keep it churning, keep it going, because we all know consistency is how you make a thing happen, is how you manifest it. And again, it says unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions. Keep them focused on your target and you will make your mark on your own. Ain't nobody gonna be able to say that they gave you nothing. And that's the thing here with that strength card, that God is making it clear, crystal clear to somebody that you ain't had nothing to do with the blessing that Sagittarius is manifesting in their life. It was all Sag in me, thus says the Lord. Let's move to Capricorn. Fraternity, sorority, somebody getting their letters, graduations. This is around the time for graduation, so you may be adding those letters to the end of your name. That would show up in the Capricorn reading. Y'all all about that title and that career and that trajectory and that legacy that you're going to leave behind. And ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But I do see like frat house, sorority house, that type of energy here. If something weird gets to happen in there, get out from around it. If you're in a sorority, fraternity, and they go to like, doing some hazing shit, or they tied up in some shit that you know that you ain't got no business being tied up in, whether it be financial mess or spiritual mess, because sometimes a lot of those little secret societies, they be having their little ways about themselves, and Capricorn is associated with the devil card in the tarot. So these things that you may be doing to trying to get ahead, you messing around with these people who don't really have good intentions like that, and you can't expect loyalty from them. You better off robbing a bank dolo. You better off hitting a corner store dolo. You better off running your own scams and trying to work with a team to do it, because it don't look like it's no we here. It look like you may be put out, as the sacrifice. I'm getting pitchfork energy, like somebody may be kind of leading you in over to the dark side so that they can go ahead and pin you down and use you as whatever they trying to get to. They want to pass it through you. Money laundering, having drugs mailed to your P.O. box and shit, whatever the case may be, is like somebody is trying to get you and reel you in to be a part of it. But like I said, you have something to live for, whether it be the pride and honor, integrity of your sorority or your fraternity, or maybe it is those letters that you're getting on the back of your title. You have something to live for, so you don't need to get caught up with this type of crowd. Just watch the people that you hang around. Sensitivity. You made a little different. You made a little different. You're becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. It's somebody out here, the law is involved. And it's some underhanded, shady shit going on. Do not get yourself tied up, because I feel like there's an investigation on it, and it's been ongoing for some time, and they getting closer and closer to nabbing the kingpin. You want to get away from it. You want to get away from this type of person, these type of people, because the feds is on that ass, and they getting closer and closer to catching up. And when the shit hit the fan, you don't want to be nowhere near it. You don't want to have not the stench, the smell. You don't want to have no residue, no smears, no skits, no nothing on you. You want to be white and clean as a whistle. Shout out to White Tar right there. And I think you feel it. It's like maybe you may not know the inner workings, because this Six of Cups tells me that there's something like energy or information that you don't really know. There's something that's kind of being held back. Maybe you're being spoon-fed like the PG version, or people use euphemisms around you. Instead of saying cocaine, they'll say work or something like that. Like people be talking in code. That's just an example. Lord, my mind going blank. But yeah, that mind going blank is, to me, is symbolizing you don't have all the information. It's not there for you. It will take a long time for you to gather all this information, and in the process of you thinking that you like getting closer to a person, or that you are becoming a part of the clique or the squad, and you feel like you really are building yourself a team. These people have been down this road together many times before, so you just gonna be like that new person that they can always kind of dispose of you, because you wasn't there for the original criminal activity. And I feel like whoever this organization, this secret society, these people, these weirdos, these cons, these frauds, these whoever, this den of thieves, this gang of bandits, or gain with letters too. Whatever this is, you have not been down since inception. So you can always be the more disposable party. That's why I would not advise you to get involved. Find yourself some friends who doing the shit that you want to do with your life and go legit. I don't feel like you're the one who's doing anything illegal, but you are associating with people who do illegal things. And I just want you to know that, Capricorn, because legacy, 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 and you don't want that to be a smear on your name. So you've been warned. Let's go to Aquarius. All right, now on your end, Aquarius, don't go out here trying to put people on and bring everybody along with you, because everybody ain't meant to come with you. Everybody's not your friend. You're a little bit too naive sometimes. In Aquarius, I know you're associated with like intelligence, and people may think you come off as cold, but let me tell you something. When an Aquarius loves you, that is some of the most healthy and unconditional love there is. So don't let nobody who don't deserve you be just, playing around with you like that, because you have something that is very hard to find. A motherfucker will traverse this earth 3, 4, 5 times in a lifetime and will not find you. And then they will reincarnate and they will live another lifetime and still not find the type of love that Aquarius gives them. Bright future with Lakshmi. I love Lakshmi. I've called on her many times, did many rituals paying homage to Lakshmi. Bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. So you don't have to do nothing for nobody to be accepted. You don't have to do nothing. Oh, Capricorn and Aquarius, y'all know y'all share that same ancient ruler of Saturn. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus now, but in ancient texts and ancient understanding of astrology, Saturn was also the co-ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius. And Capricorn's little reading is about, you hang with the wrong crowd, they ain't on some shit. Aquarius, the sister of Capricorn, this is saying that you have such a bright future. Capricorn was graduating, getting their letters, their title, and their legacy. Aquarius, you have some of that energy trickling down to you too. Bright future. Of course you have a bright future. You could do anything. Anything you put your mind to, Aquarius, you can do it. You are the star. If you see something up high, you have big hopes and dreams, you absolutely can do it. If can't nobody else do it, an Aquarius can do it. And they'll figure out a way to do it. But it just feels like your energy is way too much for the circle of people that you're around. You need to get on off to yourself, because a lot of them don't like what you're doing. They don't like what you're talking about. They don't like how you're talking about it. There's a level of divinity here with the Queen of Cups sitting beside the Emperor. It's like, you big boss. You're not out here saying stuff and asking for validation. You're out here saying stuff and you telling people what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not out here selling yourself short, selling yourself cheap. You're not letting nobody talk to you no kind of crazy way. You're not doing nothing crazy to nobody. So you know that everything that you have going on is legit. Ooh, let me get where I'm going to get with this sun. Okay. But yes, bright future comes out, shines on me. I am an Aquarius sun. But it just looks like maybe some of your time and your strength may be mismanaged right now. Like, maybe you may be giving a little bit too much of your energy to somewhere where it is not reciprocated, and it never could be reciprocated. This person is going to bite your hand. This is people who will bite the hand that feed them. So stop trying to bring everybody with you. Understand everybody can't come. A lot of them, they are not positive enough to go where you're going. They still have trauma. They still holding on to old shit. They have it's a whole healing journey that they have to go on. And sometimes the best way to teach somebody is to move forward and go thrive in their face. That's the fastest way to make somebody want to catch up. I see Libra energy here. Libra is the opposite of Aries, which is the Emperor. So yeah, that's coming out for me. Person could be a quick learner. So if you're worried about somebody you want somebody to come into this bright future with you. Aquarius loves people. Like I just said, you love people and you love the people around you. And sometimes you love them so much that you try to take them to places that they're really not qualified to go. Again, I'm not classes, but maybe a little too ratchet. Maybe a little too ghetto. Maybe not educated enough. Maybe too street-like. Maybe they still moving by a street code, talking about don't snitch. You just seen this old lady get knocked upside her head by a young thug, and you out here talking about don't snitch. Honey, You can't take that type of behavior, you can't take those type of mannerisms into this type of bright future, because when you have a bright future, everything you do is in the light. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. Everything you do is in the light. So you're going to have to make sure that you're right and that you're above reproach. That doesn't mean that you're perfect. It just means that you're moving in a way where people are not going to be able to look at you and say, well, look what Aquarius is doing, and tear down everything that you are building. And the folks that you're trying to take with you, they are people who will tear down everything you building. Everything you're trying to make float, they will sink that shit. All right, Queen of Cups, control yourself, control your emotions for people. I know you love these people, and I know it's big love, and I know it's abundant love, and I know that you want to give, and you're so generous, and you're such a humanitarian. I get it. But you can also be like a willful victim when you stick around with people that you know cannot come with you. People always talk about Aquarius is so cold and detached, and they be ghosting people. Well, they ghosted you because, baby, you can't come where they going. Like, they probably was a little bit ashamed of you. If Aquarius just all of a sudden ghosts you out of nowhere, you embarrass the fuck out this person. You embarrass that Aquarius, and they know that the rooms that they can go into and the tables that they can sit at, you can't sit with them. Or you would bring them down and you would hold up their progress. And an Aquarius is going to go and get that progress and then share it with everybody. They're going to go and collect everything that they need to collect, and then you can give it at a higher vibration. At a lower vibration, you try to take everybody with you, and then you want to blame everybody else for being a burden. That's that God complex people talk about. That's when an Aquarius, you are good, but you trying to make everybody else good and trying to take everybody else with you at the same time. Now you mad at them for not being you. They can't be you. And I know it sounds a little haughty a little bit, but it's really as honest as it gets. They are not you. You have been blessed with certain gifts and talents and things that you have to do on your path. Walk your path. Walk it alone so that you don't have nobody to blame nothing on. Ghost people when you need to ghost them. Fuck what they talking about, you being detached or cold-hearted or whatever. Be that. Be whatever you need to be. Take whatever title they want to give you, because the bad guy is going to always be the one who do more for people than the so-called good guys. Be the bad guy. Let them say whatever they want to say about you. Be the bad guy, but keep moving forward, because you have a bright future, and drop these folks off before you bend that corner. Before the rich folks see you. Drop them off. So you know how your parents have like an old ass car, so you'll get them to drop you off like down the street so don't nobody see you. That type of vibe. Aquarius trying to get out from around somebody. Or you need to get out from around somebody, or at least have them drop you off around the curb so that don't nobody see y'all together. It sounds like moving foul, but it's really just honest. That person can't come where you going. This is for Pisces. Oh. Spiritual communication. Pisces, you never cease to amaze me. Hathor, big spiritual energy, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. You're opening yourself up to receive more spiritually. It's like you're ready to handle more. You're ready to take more weight. Okay, Pisces, they ain't gonna be able to call you no victim and no crybaby no more. I don't know why they ever did in the first place. I see victims like Cancer, and I see crybabies and shit like not necessarily crybabies. Crybabies would be Cancer, but I see victims like Virgo and shit, and they get, you know what I'm saying, they get all the praise and stuff as being the cute little cuddly babies and the hard workers and whatnot, but they be the ones who be like victims and shit and be crybabies and waterheads. And then Pisces is the one who got to deal with all of the negative energy and all of the fallout from it. People be calling Pisces victims and easy to get over and stuff because you have such big and pure hearts. But receptivity is here. You need to learn how to just sit back and chill and be in your divinity and don't move out of it. Get on that throne and don't you move a lick. Pisces, don't you better not do it. If somebody want access to you, they gonna have to come to you. They gonna have to dig their path to you. Don't you show them no shortcuts. Don't you open that gate. Keep the gate closed. If they want you, they'll find a way. They'll build them a path to you, and it'll be straight, and it'll be approved. It'll be approved by God. Because I feel like in the past, Pisces, you went off and did your own thing, and it's like you always ended up being the one overgiving, overdoing, overloving, overcompensating, just over. What you have to do is find that your value is just in being yourself, honestly. If there's anybody in the zodiac who's valuable just for being themselves, I'm gonna say it's Pisces. Not even Leo, not even Capricorn, not even Aries, not Taurus. Pisces. If there's anybody whose value is just their presence, you have to know and you have to stand in that divinity to know that you are so valuable just because you are you. You can walk in a building and go sit down somewhere and not move a muscle, and that whole building is going to be blessed because of your presence in it. And there's been so much that happened. Maybe you come from a childhood where you've had a lot of lack, or you came from relationships where people would breadcrumb you and would starve you, and you had to overcompensate and overdo. You had a lot of responsibility on you that was not your responsibility to carry. Neglective parents, abusive parents, just a chaotic household, whatever the case may be. You have a lot on you that was never supposed to be put on you, but it was supposed to be put on you because it made you into who you are, and you are this person of worth. I heard woman of worth, so I feel this is more of a feminine energy here, especially with Hathor, who was a mother, and the Queen of Pentacles, like a domestic there. Don't you let nobody make you feel that just because you are a homemaker that you don't do nothing. If you're somebody who works from home, or you keep the children, or you know what I'm saying, or even if you're like a CNA and you take care of people, don't you let nobody think that your position of like service and caring and nurturing for another is gonna make you beneath. Because people have a lot to say about single mothers. They have a lot to say about CNAs who take care of y'all shitty ass grandmamas and granddaddies. People have a lot to say about the people who are the most humble and who have the most giving hearts. And it's funny to this society of these lost ass people who can't even fucking go to school without worried about getting their fucking head blown off. You got much bigger fish to fry. You got much bigger shit going on than to be trying to talk down on the people who are loving, the only nurturing souls left in this cursed cesspool of an earth. And y'all go after the ones who genuinely give. They go after the janitors, the people who clean up behind y'all nasty motherfuckers. They go after the nurses, and they make you feel like you'll never be as smart as a doctor when the nurses be knowing more than the doctor. They go after the legal secretaries and the paralegals, where you ain't no lawyer when you are the one who constructed the whole fucking argument. When you did the whole research, the lawyer just went up there and performed it. You wrote the script. It's that type of shit. Like there's a humility and a peace and a value with just your presence. The fact that you are there means that everything else can keep going, can keep running, because you give with such a purity from your heart, and people have so much to say about it. And I'm telling you, start blocking them people out, because God is with you. Out of all these rooms I done through, this is the only time God came out upright. God was all sideways, upside down, and everybody else reading. God came out upright for Pisces. Don't let nobody make you feel like you are less than for no reason. It don't matter where you come from or what job you have. If you seem like you are lowly to one person, God is going to exalt you in front of everybody else. He will make that table for you in the presence of your enemies, I'm telling you. And you do have a lot of people that come against you because of the work that you choose to do. I don't feel like you have to do none of this for nobody. You can go be vapid and, greedy and money hungry like the rest of these motherfuckers, but it's just not in you to be that calm, that nurturing, that beautiful, that soul of yours that pours into other people. That is your gift. That is your gift, and you will be rewarded in proportion to how you use that gift and how you give it to people and how you encourage people and bring them up. God is definitely going to give it back to you. So allow yourself to receive, because it's here in the cards for you. Stop feeling like you need to do more. You don't need to do nothing else. After you've done all you can, stand. In Pisces, I feel like you've done all you can. So start just standing there. Start just knowing that your presence is enough. You don't have to do, you don't have to lift a finger a millimeter higher. You don't have to jump and do damn another hoop. Be still and know that God got you, and that everything is going to work out for you. Stop working so hard for people who ain't going to work hard for themselves. but do what's on your heart. When God puts it on your heart to work hard, definitely continue to do that, because that's going to lead you into your opportunities. You never know who be watching you, and you never know who God going to send to kind of watch over you, or where he going to put you from one day to the next. So expect miracles and know that you are worthy, and your value is literally you. You are worth your weight in gold, honey. And anybody who's in your presence is better for it, whether they want to admit it or not. So that has been your reading, Pisces. That is actually all of the signs, and I thank y'all for checking me out. Remember, if you want a reading, you can absolutely get that. The instructions are at the beginning of this. I will put timestamps so that you can go find your shit. And I will see y'all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.